One, two, three.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, good morning, everybody. And today is the last business day of 2016. My name is Bailey Cooper, and I would like to welcome everybody to Eric Lofholm's daily 15-minute motivational call, which is better than a cup of coffee. And today what I would like to talk to you guys about is having a no-matter-what attitude and preparing for 2017 and finishing up my 2017 plan. I have carried over several goals that I didn't get a chance to accomplish this year. So kind of where I want to go is reflecting on this year and some coaching tips to help you guys have an outstanding 2017. And I just want to kind of give you guys several questions to ask yourself in your own time. And if you ever get into a situation where you need to pick yourself back up, you can kind of reference to this call or these questions. And, looking back at 2016, what went well? What accomplishments, what goals did you achieve? And what are you proud of? What would you change? What habits and behaviors did you practice, or what would you remove from your activities that could help you be more successful? And why are your results for 2016 better than the average salesperson in your field or your organization? Or on the flip side, why are your results below the average salesperson? What goals do you need to move into 2017? And don't beat yourself up. I think it's really important, if you ever have a situation where you don't accomplish a goal, to just pat yourself on the back for giving it an honest try, figure out what you need to do to accomplish it, set goals and deadlines, and put the goal on your next blitz. This was very challenging for me, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. So creating this plan, I encourage you to actually list 10 emotional motivators. And this may be difficult, but see if you can list 10 reasons in your life why you cannot quit no matter what. Think of an Olympic athlete that trains and trains and trains and trains, and maybe at the last minute they get a broken toe or they have the flu. And because they've had all of these motivators and they've put in all of this work, you see them go out there. Like, I remember Michael Jordan put up 45 points one game with the flu in Game 6 of the championship. And I'll never forget that. And he had that never quit, no matter what mentality. So I liken success in life as to driving a car. And, when you're driving a car, your hands are on the wheel and you control the steering wheel and what you focus on, and there's lots of distractions. And good drivers are aware of the distractions. They're not surprised if a squirrel runs out into the road or the driver in front of them slams on the brakes. And passengers in a car are free to look around and be distracted. So you want to be in the driver's seat. And as a driver, you must focus on the road, not these distractions such as text messages, emails, social media notifications, phone calls, eating, as well as other passengers in the car and distractions. And so to be in the driver's seat of your career, I believe is pivotal in this no matter what exercise that I'm going to walk you guys through, is because people in the passenger seat can easily make excuses. Let's say the driver gets into a car accident. The passenger can say it was that other driver's fault. And it would be really easy to perceive it that way, is because they may not have been paying attention, whereas the driver could say, you know what, I was distracted and I didn't hit the brakes in time, and I hit that car. And the passenger may not have seen that. So taking accountability for your life and your results, and not beating yourself up, but learning from it. So I believe success is ultimately realized by making more good choices than bad choices, and especially recovering quickly whenever you make bad choices and doing your best not to repeat them. So, reiterating that, your personal and professional success absolutely depends on repeating good choices and not bad ones. And successful people, what separates them is that they find great purpose and consistently choosing to do those successful things that they may not like to do, like getting up early, exercising, eating healthy, eliminating leisure activities like Netflix at night, social media, and replace it with reading books and documenting in a journal, planning their day. These are all activities that I've incorporated this past year that have really helped me out. And there's other activities that I've done this year that took away from my sleep, like staying up and watching TV shows, as an example, which is something that I've committed to eliminating. There's maybe 3 shows that I want to watch this next year, and they're spread out, down the road, and I have that planned out. And other than that, I've made commitments to how many books that I'm going to read, and I'm going to plan my day on paper each day, and I've been waking up early every day, and I want to keep doing that activity. So identifying things that you've done that have helped you, that move the needle and have helped you attract success into your life, and eliminating those distractions. And there's a few points that I want to give you guys. This exercise is very powerful to whether you're a consultant or you're a sales manager or you're a sales rep. This is something that you can do. And the gist of it is what you want to try and find is 8 successful people in different careers other than yours. And I encourage you over the next quarter, see if you can get this out in quarter 1, to interview or take out to coffee or have a phone call with specific people that are really successful, top salespersons, maybe a car salesperson, and maybe a realtor, and maybe a stockbroker or somebody that deals with huge amounts of money and they're successful. And these people have certain success traits that they have in common that the average salespeople are missing. And identifying that and finding out the common denominator and the theme in their behavior will catapult you into the next category of success. This is the reason why we have a lot of sales trainers that can take advantage of their consulting. It's because they get the opportunity to find out what works and what activities other salespeople are doing. So I encourage you guys, if you're not a consultant or a trainer, to try this out, because what you're going to find is reciprocal referral partners. You're going to build a network. Maybe you'll join a network marketing group or a business networking group, and this will help you develop these relationships that are going to teach you success principles as well as develop personal relationships. So here's a few points. Identify key problems that you have and realize that they're not unique to you. So there's really no reason to be embarrassed or dwell on exactly where you're at right now. I'm going through this right now, and I've just kind of reassessed, done what I needed to do, and I'm doing my best to swallow my pride, accept where I'm at, and I've asked for help, and this was really difficult for me and challenging. But out of it, huge miracles have just been flowing into me and my wife's life the past few days. For example, we're in a really financially trying time, and about 15 people have donated money to us. And my wife applied for a job. She's not worked in 5 years during that time that she was raising our kids and going back to school. working on her second master's degree. She applied for a job 2 days ago. She got an interview yesterday morning, and she was offered a job yesterday. So she's going to start working next week, and this is huge for us, being able to have dual income. And it's actually going to work perfectly with my schedule and her schedule and the kids' schedule. And with the donations that we've received, now we can actually pay our rent next month and pay our kids' preschool, which is a miracle. And it came from taking accountability and responsibility for the situation that I'm in. I'm rereading a book on financial management for myself. Dave Ramsey, he's a really great author. It's been about 7 years since I've read The Total Money Makeover, but I've committed to reading it before the end of the month. And I've identified that I've made very I've been very risk tolerant in my decisions around finances. So being aware of that, I'm absolutely removing that from 2017. So I just wanted to be transparent with you guys, because this is something that's important, is to not be embarrassed where you're at. And long-term success, it's not the result of just one defining change that you make. It comes from developing these habits of these successful people that you're going to meet, and embracing these several small, simple truths that you need to incorporate, and consistently doing them. And so when you learn these truths about yourself and about your situation, where you're at, that's when you start to begin growing. And you stop growing when you start making excuses and when you have the inability to accept where you're at. And I like to call this future tripping. When you're future tripping and you're in fear of what happened yesterday and what is to come tomorrow, and you're not in the moment exactly where you're at, you stunt your growth. No matter what means that regardless of what is going to go on around you, accept responsibility that you have the power to take control on where you focus, and that there's always something that can be done. And being in that driver's seat, it's absolutely pivotal to creating your destiny and controlling your career. So no matter what, use this no matter what exercise. Incorporate relationships with other people. Develop these habits that are going to move you into the next category of income earners in your field. And I just encourage you guys to focus on moving forward rather than on the distractions, and to press on. So, like I look back on my life, and my defining moments came when I wasn't looking for them. They came when I felt surrounded by adversity, and when I thought everything was hopeless and it was the end of the world. And there's 2 or 3 defining moments in my life: the birth of my children and getting married, obviously. But then I've had a few career changes, and during those times, I kind of lost my pride and my sense of purpose, and I went through that recently. And getting through the other side, what I realized is that I've got a lot of characteristics about me that have been kind of bottled up, and releasing them out and getting them on paper has absolutely helped me. So looking into 2017, I'm excited. There's a lot of changes. I've got a book that's about to come out, and then I'm going to roll out a few small books, and I've got some things that I'm doing with my business it makes it very foreseeable to me to be doing this type of stuff full time in a year, and planning that out and taking my time with it. It's difficult for me because I love results now, instant gratification. So I've taken on a sales role, a commission sales role that will help me pay the bills. It's not making as much money as what I was doing before, but I believe succeeding in that and taking my time with it will help me move forward. So I appreciate you guys listening to me tell my story and be where I'm at. I'm a little raw, and I apologize that I'm not ironed up, but 2017, I'm happy to let it go and move forward. 2016, I'm happy to put behind me. And moving forward, I wish you guys an absolutely outstanding new year, and look forward to doing these calls every Friday next month. I hope you guys are safe this weekend, and I will see you guys in 2017. Have a rocking day, and I'll talk to you later.